General Hospital spoilers for the next 3 weeks, June 10th to June 27th, show that Emma Scorpio Drake makes a risky move, Ava Jerome delivers a cryptic invitation, and Sonny Corinthos and Carly Spencer face an unexpected development. Fans will say their final goodbyes to Lucky Spencer from June 10th to 13th. He traveled to town to save his sister Lulu Spencer, but became caught up in passion and intrigue. Unfortunately, he is unfit for domesticity, and Laura Collins must bid him go. Drew Kane strikes a low blow in Michael Corinthos' custody battle with Willow Corinthos. Elsewhere, Sonny and Carly, as well as Jason Morgan, are caught off guard when Michael delivers terrible news. Along the way, expect another courtroom bombshell that will change everything. Meanwhile, Ava extends a mysterious invitation to an anonymous person. Let the games begin. Fans should expect Christina Corinthos Davis to spark more drama, possibly including her least favorite blackmailer, Ava. At the same time, Alexis Davis faces increased pressure to keep her and Christina out of prison. Thrills and chills for the week of June 16th to 20th. Willow and Michael will live with the conclusion of their court battle from June 16th to 20th. Check in to find out who wins. Meanwhile, Jason follows through on his commitment to Anna Devane to investigate into Professor Henry Hank Dalton. Hopefully, he doesn't interfere with super spy Jocelyn Jack's undercover top-secret WSB operation. Does it sound strange to discuss Joss and Anna in the same sentence, or in the same category? You bet it does. But it appears that Jocelyn and her handler Vaughn are intensifying their relationship, which thankfully may put an end to her days as an agent, a job no one believes she is capable of doing. In terms of romanticism, Carly and Jack Brennan canoodle. The week of June 23rd to 27th may reveal what Professor Dalton is up to in his lab. Leave it to Joss to go undercover, but will Jason ruin her fishing trip? Meanwhile, a jealous Emma attempts to seduce Professor Dalton. What could possibly go wrong, right? A lot of things might go wrong here, and Emma may find herself in danger. Finally, Ada Turner steps up her efforts to bring Sonny down. Do you believe this entails some clandestine flirting if all else fails? We believe the Ada and Sonny have riz. What do you think, GH fans? The following 3 weeks in Port Charles offer explosive drama, unexpected alliances, and frightening secrets that could alter people's lives forever. Sonny and Carly's astonished reactions to Ava's latest ploy, Jason's involvement, and a high-stakes investigation threatening to bring down the Corinthos enterprise have all contributed to the rising tensions. Meanwhile, Professor Dalton's dodgy research, Jocelyn's clandestine mission, and Emma's impulsive flirtation might all end in disaster, and Ada Turner's dogged pursuit of Sonny may take a sensational turn. Sonny and Carly's disbelief, a betrayal they never saw coming. Sonny Corinthos and Carly Spencer have encountered numerous opponents over the years, but the latest threat may be the most unexpected yet. As rumors circulate of a betrayal by someone close to them, both are left reeling. Could it be a trustworthy ally? A family member? Is this all part of a wider deception? The spoilers indicate that by the week of June 23rd to 27th, a shocking revelation will have them rethinking everything, and their reactions will be explosive. Carly, the fighter, will not take this lying down. Expect heated arguments, desperate demands for the truth, and perhaps even a momentary schism between her and Sonny if they disagree on how to approach the problem. Meanwhile, Sonny's impulse will be to retaliate, but with the law on his tail, he may have to tread lightly in this situation. The true question is who is pulling the strings behind this betrayal, and what do they hope to gain? Ava's mystery. What is she really hiding? Ava Jerome is a superb manipulator who always plays the long game. Her recent actions, however, have perplexed even the most seasoned Port Charles locals. Is she setting someone up? Are you protecting someone? Or is she the one being manipulated this time? The spoilers indicate that Ava's story will take a dark turn in the coming weeks, with a secret so explosive that it might destroy more than just her reputation. Fans have theorized that her mystery could involve her daughter, Avery, or her tangled relationship with Nicholas Cassadine. Could she be working behind the scenes to restore her authority in Port Charles, or is she being blackmailed into risky behavior? One thing is certain. Ava never does anything without a cause, and when the truth is revealed it will send shockwaves across the town. Jason's interference. Hero or liability? Jason Morgan has always been the man who solves things, often via brutal force and unshakable loyalty. However, his most recent intervention may have more negative consequences than positive. When Jocelyn Jacks chooses to go undercover to expose Professor Dalton's research, Jason's protective instincts take over. The spoilers suggest that he may break her cover, placing her in much greater peril than previously. Joss, who is determined to prove herself, will not like Jason's interfering. This might turn into a heated argument, with Drew caught in the middle. Will Jason's actions unintentionally place Joss in a hazardous situation? And if Emma Drake's daring attempt to seduce Professor Dalton goes wrong, will Jason be compelled to clean up the mess? His involvement may either save the day, or make matters worse. Professor Dalton's dark secrets. Joss and Emma in peril. Professor Dalton's lab has always been cloaked in mystery, but the week of June 23rd to 27th could finally reveal what he's been working on. Jocelyn, the investigative journalist in training, takes it upon herself to delve deeper, but playing detective in Port Charles never goes well. Her fishing expedition could turn into something considerably more terrible than she expected. Meanwhile, Emma Drake, driven by jealousy and impulsivity, attempts to seduce Dalton in order to obtain answers. This is a tragedy waiting to happen. Dalton is not a man to be taken lightly, and if he discovers Emma's true intentions, she could face terrible consequences. Will Jason's intervention jeopardize Joss's mission? Will Emma's risky scheme fail spectacularly? What precisely is Dalton hiding? Illegal experiments, hazardous narcotics, or something even more horrifying? Ada Turner's relentless pursuit. Will she flirt to win? Ada Reiko Turner is determined to take down Sunny, and she isn't afraid to use unconventional measures to do so. According to the spoilers, if legal pressure is insufficient, she may resort to some highly personal strategies. Could that imply a covert flirtation with Sunny? The chemistry between them is evident, and fans have already sensed the intense tension. How will Sunny react if Turner tries to influence him with charm rather than legal force? Sunny is not a fool. He recognizes when he is being played. But if he goes along with it, may this turn into a hazardous game of seduction and betrayal? How will Carly react if she learns of this? The potential for explosive encounters is extremely high. Final thoughts. Port Charles prepares for chaos. The next 3 weeks of General Hospital will be packed with shocking twists, deadly schemes, and dramatic confrontations. From Sunny and Carly's world being shaken by betrayal to Ava's hidden moves, Jason's dangerous intervention, and the deadly game emerging around Professor Dalton, no one is safe. Will Joss and Emma's investigations put them in fatal danger? Will Ada Turner's pursuit of Sunny exceed professional boundaries? And who will be standing when the dust settles? One thing is certain. Port Charles is poised to erupt, and fans will not want to miss a single moment of the action. Sunny Corinthos and Carly Spencer have weathered many storms together, but the one rising on the horizon may be the most catastrophic yet. The cornerstone of their relationship, based on years of mutual trust and survival, is about to be tested in ways that will make both of them doubt everything they thought they knew about each other and their close group. Rumors circulate in Port Charles about a treachery so fundamental that it threatens to destabilize the Corinthos kingdom from within. The teasers indicate that this isn't simply another business opponent making moves. It's someone close, trusted, and potentially even family. The week of June 23rd to 27th promises a revelation that will leave both Sunny and Carly stunned, their faces etched with the incredulity that only comes from being stabbed in the back by someone you never suspected. Carly's response will be characteristically fiery. She is known for her lioness-like protection of her family and empire, and she will not take this treachery lightly. Expect heated confrontations, doors slamming hard enough to shake the Corinthos mansion's foundations, and perhaps even a momentary schism between her and Sunny as they differ on how to handle the matter. There's a scene hinted in which Carly, eyes flaming with rage and hurt, demands answers from someone viewers would never expect her to distrust, a moment that will have fans rewinding to catch every detail of the actor's performances. Meanwhile, Sunny will be resisting his innate tendencies. The mob kingpin is accustomed to responding to threats with quick, decisive action, but with Ada Turner breathing down his neck, he'll have to show unusual caution. Look for small cues in Maurice Benard's acting: the clenched jaw, the too calm voice, the way he grips his coffee cup just a bit too hard, all of which indicate that beneath the collected facade, Sunny is a volcano waiting to erupt. Ava Jerome has always been Port Charles's most intriguing wild card, capable of playing both victim and villain depending on the situation. Her recent unusual behavior has everyone guessing. Is she planning an elaborate scheme? Or is she caught in someone else's web? The spoilers indicate that Ava's story will take a dark turn in the coming weeks, with a secret so explosive that it might destroy more than just her reputation. Some plausible theories are spreading among fans. The Avery angle. Could Ava's kid be in danger, causing her to take desperate measures? Recent episodes have contained subtle foreshadowing about Avery's safety, which may be headed somewhere ominous. The Nicholas connection. With the Cassadine heir's location unknown, is Ava connected in his disappearance or possible return? Their tangled background turns this into a powder keg waiting to explode. The Mason factor. Could the mystery newcomer who has been lurking around town be blackmailing Ava with a horrible secret from her past? What makes Ava's tale so captivating is how Laura Wright and Maura West portray these situations. Two great performers trading verbal jabs packed with secret meanings, their eyes betraying more than their words ever could. The spoilers point to a clash between them that will become instant classic General Hospital history. Jason Morgan has spent decades serving as Port Charles's silent protector, the fixer who cleans up mistakes before most people are aware of them. But his latest involvement may cause more issues than it solves. When Jocelyn Jacks chooses to go undercover to investigate Professor Dalton's questionable experiments, she demonstrates the reckless fearlessness that would make her parents both proud and horrified. Joss, embodying Carly's tenacity and Jax's curiosity, dives headfirst into the research with admirable but dangerous zeal. The spoilers hint that just when she is about to reveal something vital, Jason's involvement could blow her secret spectacularly. The potential fallout here is huge. Joss's safety is jeopardized. Critical evidence is lost. Professor Dalton goes deeper underground. And most intriguingly, a gap is emerging between Jason and Drew as they differ on how to treat the headstrong young woman. Steve Burton and Cameron Matheson have been killing it in their moments together, and this conflict promises to bring out their chemistry in new, more combative ways. The writing team appears to be consciously drawing comparisons between Jason's protective impulses and Drew's more measured attitude, laying the groundwork for an interesting character study of how different men deal with crisis situations. Emma Drake has always been one of Port Charles's brightest young stars, but her recent actions signal she's about to learn a very grim lesson about the consequences of making rash decisions. Her misguided attempt to attract Professor Dalton out of jealousy is a tragedy waiting to happen, and spoilers indicate it will fail spectacularly. What makes this storyline so interesting is how it contrasts with Joss' research. Joss is methodical, but Emma is emotionally oriented. Emma is going rogue whereas Joss has backup. These two tales have a high chance of colliding, especially if both young women get into trouble with the mystery professor. Brooke Lynn's reaction to all of this will be very intriguing to see. As Emma's mentor and friend, her fear upon discovering what she's gotten herself into might result in some stunning sequences. The writers have been developing Brooke Lynn's protective instincts all season, and here could be where they pay off big time. Ada Reiko Turner has made it her mission to bring down Sunny Corinthos, and spoilers hint she is about to step up her efforts in ways that will cross professional lines. The chemistry between Nazneen Contractor and Maurice Bernard has been electrifying since Turner's first appearance, and the authors look to be ready to weaponize that tension. The possibility of Turner employing flirting as a technique raises intriguing questions. How far is she willing to go? Will Sunny reject the play? Or will he participate in this dangerous dance? What happens if Carly finds out? Most intriguingly, could Turner's professional determination be hindered by true attraction? This narrative has all the elements of a classic General Hospital romantic drama, with the added stress of legal ramifications that might land Sunny in prison for life. The writers have taken pains to create Turner as a dangerous opponent, rather than just a romantic foil, so that every interaction between her and Sunny is rich with meaning. Many of these interconnected narratives revolve around the elusive Professor Dalton, whose experiments may eventually be revealed between June 23rd and June 27th. According to the teasers, what he's been working on is considerably more dangerous than anyone could have expected, and it may tie into numerous ancient General Hospital mythology. The Cassadine connection. Is his study related to the Ice Princess or other Cassadine mad science? The Dawn of Day redux. Is this another cult in the making like Shiloh's organization? The medical conspiracy. Could this be linked to General Hospital and some of its questionable activities in the past? Dalton's scholarly credentials masks horrific ambitions, making him especially deadly. He's not some back-alley criminal. He's a seasoned professional, which makes him much more dangerous. The scenes in which his facade crumbles to reveal the beast beneath promise to be some of the most terrifying in recent memory. The domino effect. What makes the next 3 weeks so captivating is how all these narratives interconnect. Sonny's legal difficulties impact his capacity to preserve his enterprise. Carly's distraction leaves her susceptible in other areas. Jason's meddling generates new difficulties while solving others. The youthful detectives are playing with fire. They don't understand. Ava. Well, Ava is always the wild card that can throw everything into pandemonium. The writing team has clearly been working toward this moment all season, sowing seeds that are now set to bear dramatic fruit. Longtime viewers will appreciate the callbacks to old storylines, which provide depth to the current drama. For newer followers, the emotional stakes are obvious and appealing on their own terms. As Port Charles prepares for these seismic transformations, one thing is certain. Lives will be affected, relationships will be strained, and some individuals may not make it out intact. The genius of General Hospital has always been its ability to blend high-stakes drama with genuinely human moments, and the next 3 weeks look to deliver in spades. From Sonny and Carly's deteriorating trust to Ava's hidden motive, Jason's troublesome protection to Emma's hazardous flirting, and Ada Turner closing in as Professor Dalton's secrets threaten to burst, each episode will leave viewers eager for the next. This is gripping narrative at its best, with each character's decisions having a real-world impact. The only remaining question is who will be standing when the dust settles. One thing is certain. General Hospital viewers will not want to miss a single moment of what promises to be one of the most explosive episodes in recent Port Charles history. According to General Hospital previews, Sasha will have to face Nina with the truth. Continue reading below for everything you need to know. Apparently, many viewers of the show are looking forward to seeing Sasha finally get in Nina's face and tell her what she needs to hear. General Hospital spoilers. It's time for Sasha to confront Nina. Clearly, Nina may respond to Sasha by reminding her that she came to town pretending to be her daughter. The irony is that Sasha has been more like Nina's daughter than Willow. This is the kind of rich content that soap fans crave, right? Someone tell the General Hospital writing team to get it done. As you might expect, General Hospital fans took to social media to express their thoughts on the situation. Some have even stated, "Don't forget that Sasha is aware Nina was sleeping with Drew while he was exploring Willow. Nina have the ability to prevent all of this from happening. Once again, she was selfish and prioritized herself over her daughter." Another show critic wrote, "No, I'm tired of Nina being portrayed as the Antichrist for doing things that everyone else does or has done. It has been going on for half a decade now. Get some new material, writers." There was also this comment, "I mean, Nina is in a lose-lose scenario right now. I have no sympathy for her anymore. I understand why she did what she did, but it was unjustified. She jeopardized her relationship with her devoted non-daughter for her fair-weather genuine daughter." General Hospital spoilers reveal a preview clip has been revealed for Tuesday, June 10, 2025. It shows Christina Corinthos Davis putting together a lawsuit plot. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Quartermain starts to ponder about revenge. Keep reading and let's discuss about what is coming up in today's episode of the ABC soap drama. Let's begin with Christina, who will have a suggestion for Cody Bell. Christina got the idea after glancing up at the window she fell out of while pregnant. Then Christina spotted Ava Jerome. So Christina presumably wants Cody to accidentally fall out of the window and sue. Over with Brooklyn, she will chat with Tracy Quartermain. BLQ claims she is going to remind everyone not to come after her. However, Tracy offers Brooklyn a warning. Tracy might urge that BLQ not go after Lulu Spencer since it could make the whole Giovanni Gio Palmieri problem a lot worse. Fans know that BLQ reached out to Marco Rio. So it sounds like BLQ might try to sue Lulu, but Tracy will advise her to knock it off. General Hospital spoilers say that Ava will have a warning for Trina Robinson. In a preview clip, Ava urges Trina be very careful with some man. Is she talking to Drew Kane? Fans will also witness today's episode include Kai apologizing to Portia Robinson. Also, Willow Tate Corinthos keeps testifying in court. The nurse talks about why she felt she had no other alternative but to file for full custody. Willow brought up the Germany visit, but Michael Corinthos told Diane Miller that it never happened. So that might lead to more chaos in court as both parties believe they are telling the truth. So will that nurse from Germany be summoned? That could be an interesting twist, revealing Drew right then and there. Fans might also expect Laura Collins to reconcile with Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight. Plus, Isaiah Gannon gets a hefty offer. I wonder whether this could place the surgeon in a sticky moral issue though. Plus, Lucky Spencer will continue to bid goodbye to his loved ones in Port Charles. The Port Charles sky was bruised with rain clouds as Christina Davis Corinthos paced the floor of her loft, biting at the edge of her thumbnail. Her fingers trembled slightly, though she'd never admit it to anyone. She told herself it was nerves from excitement, not fear. The plan had already been set in motion. There was no turning back now. She looked down at her phone, screen still blank. No texts from Molly, no calls from TJ. No one had responded to the bait she'd sent out the day before. A veiled social media post about cutting through red tape to make change happen faster. It hadn't taken a genius to decode that she was speaking about the surrogacy, and she knew the right people would take notice. But what they didn't know was that Christina wasn't interested in waiting around for everyone else's version of control anymore. It goes without saying that GH fans will have to tune in every day to see what happens next. The tension between Sasha Gilmore and Nina Reeves on General Hospital has been boiling for months, and it appears that the time for reckoning has arrived. Sasha has suffered betrayal, deceit, and emotional agony at Nina's hands, and the weight of what remains unsaid is becoming too heavy to bear. The time has come for Sasha to stand firm and demand answers, not only for herself, but for everyone Nina's actions have harmed along the way. Nina Reeves has always been a genius at playing the victim, manipulating events to appear compassionate, while wreaking havoc in her wake. Nina has constantly broken lines, from her obsessive vendetta against Carly to her intrusion into Sonny's life during his Mike amnesia period, and Sasha has been one of her most devastating victims. Sasha trusted Nina, looked up to her, and even considered her a maternal figure at one time. But that trust was shattered when Nina's selfish actions sent Sasha into a mental health crisis, almost costing her everything. Now that Sasha's awareness and power have returned, she is unwilling to allow Nina's tactics to go unchallenged. The breaking point may occur when Sasha finally realizes the entire scope of Nina's dishonesty. Sasha has had enough of Nina's part in keeping Sonny away from his family, her falsehoods regarding Willow's parentage, and her never-ending urge to manipulate everyone around her. The woman who previously guided and supported her has abandoned her, leaving her solitary, struggling, and battling to rebuild her life. And while Nina has moved on to play the doting grandmother and business magnate, Sasha has been left to pick up the pieces of the harm Nina caused. What makes this meeting unavoidable is that Sasha is no longer the fragile, easily misled woman she once was. She has endured grief, betrayal, and her own darkest times. She fought for custody of her child, restored her job, and regained her self-esteem. Now that she has a clearer perspective, she sees Nina for who she truly is, a woman who disguises her selfishness as care, who weaponizes emotions to obtain what she wants, and who never truly faces the repercussions of the destruction she causes. Sasha's final confrontation with Nina will be about more than just their strained relationship. It will also be about justice. Nina has spent years avoiding accountability, inventing stories to portray herself as the wronged party while other people suffer. But Sasha understands the truth. She understands the misery of being exploited as a pawn in Nina's games. And she is not the only one. Willow, Carly, Sonny, and even Michael have been victims of Nina's plots. Sasha could be the one to finally hold a mirror up to Nina and let her see the damage she's done. The encounter could take various shapes. Perhaps it happens at Crimson, where Nina previously wielded control over Sasha's career. Perhaps it is before the Metro Court, in front of Port Charles's elite, that Nina's carefully built image will finally crumble beneath Sasha's allegations. Alternatively, it could be a secret, dramatic showdown in which years of buried wrath and betrayal spill out. Whatever the situation, one thing is certain: Sasha will not hold back. She will demand answers, turn Nina's comments back on her, and refuse to let her rewrite history this time. And how about Nina? Will she finally accept responsibility? Or will she go into denial and play the wounded martyr once more? Given her track record, she'll most certainly try to deflect, gaslight, or even play the victim. But Sasha isn't falling for it. Nina will be unable to avoid the truth this time. The people around them, Sunny, Michael, and Willow, may finally recognize Nina's activities for what they are, resulting in long-awaited consequences. This encounter has been long overdue, and when it finally takes place, it has the potential to permanently alter the power dynamics of Port Charles. Sasha's courage in confronting Nina may encourage others who have been harmed by her to speak up. It might also be a watershed moment for Sasha, as she reclaims her agency and refuses to allow anyone, particularly Nina, to rule her life again. She could sense the shift in the room. Some of the elder members folded their arms, doubtful, but others, especially the younger board reps, were already leaning forward. She delivered her case point by point. The absence of stable housing for LGBTQ+ children in the northeast section of Port Charles. The mounting mental health crises. The lack of preventative resources. She didn't need to exaggerate. The data spoke for themselves. And then she paused. I'm asking for your vote to unlock $850,000 in foundation reserves for a 1-year pilot phase. We can start construction this fall. Lives can change before the snow even falls. A lengthy stillness ensued. Then whispers. Some dubious. Others curious. Christina waited. She didn't plead. She didn't fold. By the time the vote was called, her palms were sticky with sweat. 7-4. In favor. It was done. She grinned, but not broadly. Not yet. Because she knew the reaction was coming. Not only from her family, but from the ghosts of her own self-doubt. But for now, she had one. Her way. At the deception offices, Brooke Lynn came into the main conference room without knocking. Maxie looked up surprised. Lucy followed her in, glancing between them with her signature look of, I smell drama and I want popcorn. Brooke Lynn didn't waste time. I've submitted changes to our executive org chart, she said bluntly. Effective immediately, I'll be assuming full control of our media campaigns, partnerships, and licensing negotiations. Maxie, you'll still oversee production, but I'm restructuring creative oversight. Maxie blinked. Wait, you're what? Lucy leaned back in her chair, eyes shining. This is part of the strategy we discussed, Brooke Lynn replied, cool and controlled. With deception expanding into new verticals, we need a defined voice. And right now, that voice is mine. Because of Lulu? Maxie shouted back, her tone changing. Brooke Lynn didn't flinch. Because I'm tired of apologizing for being the one who stayed behind and did the work. Lucy clasped her hands together, visibly amused. Well, I do love a bold rebrand. Is this a power grab? Maxie inquired, standing. No, Brooke Lynn answered. It's a power statement. I'm not going to wait for someone to come back and decide where I fit. I already fit. This is my seat. Maxie didn't answer quickly. She was angry but also conflicted. Because deep down she knew Brooke Lynn had earned part of it. Maybe not all. But enough. Michael received the encrypted report at 3:14 p.m. The PI had tracked the records breach to a throwaway IP rerouted through a number of proxies, but the pattern was familiar. It wasn't Nina. It wasn't Valentine. It was someone close to him. He examined the data again, and his eyes locked on the final line. Access attempted through internal Aurora credential, flagged to Drew Kane. Michael's stomach sank. It didn't make sense. Drew wouldn't touch anything that sensitive without a reason, without warning him. Unless Drew wasn't acting alone. His pulse raced. He grabbed his coat and went for the elevators, adrenaline in full run. If someone was trying to use Wiley as leverage again, he needed answers fast. Across town, Christina sat at the bar of Charlie's with a whiskey neat in front of her. She hadn't told anyone yet about the vote passing. Not even Sunny. Part of her wanted to let the news breathe.